Hi there, everybody. You're traveling with Jack, and as always, my heavenly wife, Pam. Today, we're continuing our grief journey. For me, it's approaching, well, it was last October. This is July. 9 months. Be 10 months before you know it. How has the time been? Well, up and down. It's been like riding a roller coaster. There have been some peaks, there have been some valleys, there have been some dead stops, and some fast takeoffs. I think you know what I'm talking about. One thing I wanted to talk about today, though, I'm here at a beautiful spot, as you can no doubt see. The beautiful Oregon coastline. I am blessed to live in a fantastic part of the country in southern Oregon. Where I actually live, though, is about 2.5 hours from here. But I can go in the mountains hiking, I can go to a river, I can go to a lake, I can come to the ocean. But you know what? All that changed the day that Pam went to heaven. Because, as I'm sure many of you have experienced, when you lost your husband or your wife, it was more than just losing a husband or wife. You lost your best friend. We lost our hiking partner. We lost our travel companion. We lost someone to take that walk on the beach with. We lost our everything in some cases. And as tragic as that sounds, it's also good. It means you had an incredible relationship and a great marriage. And for me, I can honestly say it was. Over 30 years of it. Was it enough? No. Would 40 years have been enough? No. 50? No. 60? No. It's never enough. It's heartbreaking when it happens at any age. Whether you were married for a year or 75 years. So, we're left here on this earth alone. Some of you might be in my situation, no family, no close friends, or anybody really close by. So you're kind of on your own. But even sometimes if you live close to family and friends, you can still feel alone as well. This was a Sunday for me. We're still in the middle. If you're watching this, I taped this in July. And it's during the coronavirus, which that adds a whole nother layer of things. But it was yesterday I went hiking up in the mountains. Had a good day. And then I woke up this morning. You know that type of feeling when you wake up early in the morning and you're like, oh no. Another day alone. It's a weekend day. What the heck do I do? Well, one of the other activities Pam and I enjoyed was going to church, and we volunteered in different areas. She was what they call a Dinners for 8 coordinator. I used to lead Bible study groups. We worked with the kids. And so it's just another one of those activities that now I'm on my own. And there's Sunday mornings that I go, I just don't know. Well, they have opened up the churches again and we can go to worship. So I got ready and I went. And it's such a totally different experience during this pandemic. We normally would have 250, 300 people. I counted, there were 29. We're all have to be scattered. I mean, there wasn't anybody within 10 feet of me. Large majority wearing masks. And it's almost like, oh boy, this is kind of sad. But then the pastor gets into the message and they have some music, and then I'm glad I went. I really am. And so I have the worship experience. And then it's over. And what Pam and I used to do after church lots of times was we'd go to lunch, or we'd go have a picnic somewhere. Or we'd talk about, I don't know, where do you want to go today? And just get in the car and take off. Well, The temptation sometimes nowadays is I just go home, put on the Golf Channel, call it a day. But no, don't do that. Because you know what that's called? That's called having a pity party. It's a pity party. And the thing about pity parties, nobody wants to come. They're no fun. So, what you got to do, you got to get out there. And dang it, it's hard. You know, you don't have your companion with you. And I'm learning, though, how vitally important it is to get out there. You know, I did some videos about when I took a vacation this year by myself. It was hard, but it ended up being a great experience, and I'm glad I did it. So now we're talking about just the everyday old weekends. And so anyway, so I got out of church and I decided, you know, the Oregon coast, it's 2.5 hours away. I got nothing going on, why not? So got in the car and I drove over here. And I thought I'm gonna have a great seafood lunch. I didn't eat. I didn't get over here till almost 3 o'clock. And the little place that we love to go to, I get there, oh my gosh. They were closing the doors. I got there. They said we ran out of seafood. I went, oh wow. So I drove 2.5 hours. I can't go. So I thought, you know what? I'll try a new place then. And I went. And as I entered the restaurant, of course, they asked me the typical question. I know you widows, we hate this one. Will anybody be joining you? No, it's just me. She's here in spirit though. So I ended up getting a nice table for two with just me there, of course. Ended up having a really good seafood lunch. It was good. And then I came out here to this beautiful coastal location. And I've been taking a walk and checking out the tide pools. And yes, I've seen several couples. And that always kind of makes you a little sad as they're walking hand in hand along the beach. Right now, though, it's pretty empty out here, and so it's just me. Just me, the birds, the ocean, God. And we like to think our loved ones are with us. I tell people, I say, if heaven is as fantastic as we're led to believe, I gotta think Pam's probably a little too busy to come hang out with me right now. She's having a good time. So the message today is the one I continue to give you. Nah, we don't move on. They'll always be here in our heart. They'll be here in our head. But we can move forward. Today, my moving forward was getting in the car, driving 2.5 hours over to the coast. Let's see, it's after 5 o'clock now. Who knows, I may hang out another hour or two. You're thinking, well, gee, we'll get home till late. Does it really matter? Nah, we're on our own time now. And then next week, I'll go back to work. Nah, kind of hard to change that routine. It is what it is. Hope this helps a little. I really do. Now, I wanted to mention too, I know you may be living in an area, you go, well, we don't have oceans or mountains or anything like that, but I guarantee you've got some creeks and parks and maybe a little historic museum, something like that. The point being, just get out there and go to it. Just get in the car and drive till you see something that looks interesting. I've done that, trust me. And I've run across some interesting things. So do that. Maybe go to a restaurant you've never been to before. Maybe, I don't know, you go to some shop you drove by 100 times and never went in. Just go in. And you'll be amazed the conversations you get. And remember, the other thing, somebody asks you how you're doing, don't just go fine, thanks, and move on. My line now, you come up with your own is, I go, well, you really want to know? And 99% of the time they go, yeah. I go, I'm sad, I'm lonely, but I have moments of joy. Wow, it has opened up some amazing conversations, I'm going to tell you. There are a lot of people like us out there who want to talk and have somebody to exchange conversation with. Hopefully that'll happen for you too, okay? Thanks again, guys and girls. Have a great day, a better tomorrow, and I continue to ask you as well, if you have some friends and neighbors, family members, please ask them to subscribe to our channel, Traveling with Jack and Pam. I'll leave you here with this beautiful view from the southern Oregon coast. Bye now.